and I give allegiance to the nail cult to thrive and strive and always give the most fabulous nails to everyone and myself that I can. Welcome back, friends. It's your girl Taylor from Got You Aesthetics, and I got a fun video for you today. So I have 3 brands here today that we're going to be trying out and comparing. I have some of the Secret Little Santa from Nails by Dev, and then I suck at pronouncing things, so Kusania Neri, that's another popular brand, and then of course the Amazon brand. So we're going to be comparing a price, we're going to be comparing the variety that they have, making sure that it cures properly, and then as well as is one of them easier to work with than the other. So I got a cute little idea that I got inspired from another beautiful lady on Instagram. I will insert her little Instagram video there, but we're going to change it up a little bit and we're going to try all these products on that nail and more. So let's get into it. Okay, so the vibe is a Winnie the Pooh nail. So I saw this one nail artist on Instagram, and again, I will link her account in the description for the video I'm speaking of, that she does a cute little Winnie the Pooh character. So we're gonna use that for reference. And we're gonna do an XL, just a press-on nail. So my vibe is that we're gonna do a honeycomb look. So we're gonna incorporate realistic honeycomb. And then we're gonna have some dripping. So we're gonna have some dripping honey. We're gonna do, really lame, but matte over inside honeycomb, and then kind of like a wet or like juicy honey, kind of like in between. And then here we're gonna do light, we're gonna do illustrative. So we're gonna do like kind of illustrative style, kind of like the Winnie the Pooh books for the background. We're gonna do 3D Winnie the Pooh using all different products. And I'm thinking if it kind of suits, I want to have a cute little Winnie the Pooh quote. And if you can tell already, I have horrible spelling, so sorry about that, guys. So we're gonna have some realism mixed with some illustrative, mixed with some 3D nail art. And then we're gonna be using all the different brands within the Pooh. And then at the end, we're gonna check it out, see if the application was different, and I'm also gonna cut into it to see if any of them did not cure all the way underneath or anything like that. So super excited, let's start getting into it. So I got this Pooh for reference. We're not gonna have the little cute ice cap or cappuccino, and no pumpkin, and no little scarf, no little toque, but just kind of an idea of how we want Pooh to kind of look. I have this for the honeycomb inspiration, and then I just like took another picture of Pooh so I make sure what he looks like normally. I'm getting some references for kind of like quotes that I'd want to put in there, and also how the Pooh illustration kind of looks, so we can try to make it as realistic and cool as possible. So we're gonna start off by just doing a white base, and I'm using the Whiteout White from Nails by Dev. So
So I'm gonna use a yellow for the kind of outlining the honeycomb where I'd like and where it's gonna end off for the little story insert illustrative for the Winnie the Pooh. So the next part is we're going to be kind of filling in the colors, creating the dimension within the honeycombs. I'm going to try doing a little bit of a messy application followed with a little bit more of a fine-tuned application of polish to kind of create that effect.
Hindsight being 2020, I really like how the honeycomb looks now, and I wish that I put a little bit less honey dripping across it afterwards, but it's still all around cute nail.
So now we have this, it's starting to look cool already. I'm gonna go in, add some accents, and then also go in and make maybe it look a little smoother in some areas. And then after that, we're gonna do kind of the in-between lines, make them pop. Then we're gonna make them look honey and juicy. And then we're on to the bottom part. Before I add the cool honey textures and the 3D honey dripping, I'm thinking I'm gonna start with the illustration just because I don't know how it'll look if I start doing it and then stop and then add the drip, or if I should do it all at the same time. So I'm gonna go on the side of caution and doing it all at the same time, and we're gonna start off with the illustration. So I have lots of watercolor pigments. I personally like this brand more, but the situation is that the colors that they're using are more matte. So I'm gonna use the other brand that I'm not as fond of and see how it goes. Worst comes to worst, I can go back to good old Reliable. So I'm gonna get that all ready and let's go. So now I'm gonna do the black outlining. So in illustrative art, like if they're doing it for like kids books, normally you start off with the watercolor and then you take the black and kind of outline and stuff like that. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna add a little bit of white lighting marks, maybe add a slightish bit more blue there so that pops out a little bit more. And I'm gonna add honey pouring from the pots with the polish, and then I'm gonna go over with my mixture. I'm gonna make it dripping here, also add there, and then I'm gonna choose one of the Winnie the Pooh quotes, put it behind here, and then it's on to the main attraction, which is the 3D nail art.
This is the part that really takes your watercolor nail art to another level, and that is adding all these black beautiful details and the white highlights to catch everyone's eye.
So a good tip when doing watercolor is after you do the watercolor and before you even do these like black outlines and the white highlights, it's a good idea to use base coat if you're not feeling too confident. If you are feeling confident, then sure go over it. But now we're gonna write the quote from Winnie the Pooh right up here. So I'm definitely going to put base coat over it now, just because I don't know how many times I might have to redo or kind of plan out what I'm writing. So now into that part.
I'm watching this while I'm editing and I'm just like, damn, why did I even put this much time into this writing? Because Pooh just covers it.
So before I start doing the 3D sculpting, I'm gonna do the little bit of honey details. I'm gonna take my little builder gel, is so ghetto looking. I'm gonna take some builder gel. We're gonna mix it with a little bit of polish to get a nice little honey-like effect. So this one I got actually from Amazon, and to be honest, their gel, like just their regular jelly polishes, are really good. Not a big fan of their cat eye polishes, but the jelly polishes, not a big issue. And then a nice little area you can save if you can. Okay, so I'm mixing some of this to make kind of like a honey color, think I might want to put a little bit of that yellow in there just to give it a little bit of that artificial and a little bit of density. Okay, so I found kind of what I think will work so that I use at least one of every kind. I'm gonna use the red from this brand for his shirt. I'm gonna use the kind of cinnamon roll color for his body. And then I think I could probably mix all three of these together to give some sort of beigey honey pot vibe. And then the honey I'm just gonna do with the Build-A-Base that I already have. And then let's check it out.
So here I am taking Gingerbread Fatty by Nails by Dev, and I am now creating Pooh's head. And his little ears, his little mouth, and the little indentations and his cheekies of his face. I'm using this silicone kind of molder and a brush with alcohol, and of course the tweezers for pulling out those little hairs. Someone comment below the pronunciation of this brand. Whatever it is, it's so adorable and cute. So I'm taking the red of that version and we're making Pooh's cute little top. And there is good old Reliable. She is quite used, well, and abused. I mixed the kind of beige color with a little bit of yellow and a little bit of the white, and I took a little bit of that ginger color from Nails by Dev just to like kind of alter it a little bit more so it matches. So now I have fixed his little arm that's in his little mouth. We're putting his little feet and legs on, and we're gonna do his last detail with the little black nose from the model gels, following with black detail, writing the cute little honey on Winnie the Pooh's honey pot. And we're also going to be doing the honey dripping from his mouth and into the honey pot details as well. Chef's kiss. And with that no wipe top coat, making that honey look extra syrupy.
So there we have it, the finished product. I feel like I kind of wasted time doing both these designs on the same nail since the honeycomb kind of took up most of the visible space. So like if I were to do this again, maybe I'd have a nail that just has the illustrative background with the cute little quote, and then I'll have the nail that has this dripping kind of effect on it, just because now it was kind of pointless spending all that time doing that cute illustrative look. The nail looks great though. So between the three different products, I did not really find a visible difference in one being easier to applicate than the other. I'm definitely not used to wearing gloves when working with clay gel. That was a whole new game changer for me, and realizing how sticky it is. But the application wise, they're both the same. So I guess like the most important part you'd want to be thinking is the variety. So I have more to add on to that after, but we now need to dig into everything and see how everything cured before I can give my last little 2 cents review on all 3 products. So now we're discussing the question of, is it cured all the way underneath? I'm not going to be judging like this little bit that's behind the honey pot, but I will be judging the red and the orange from the head and the honey pot itself, just because I am kind of familiar working with these like Model 1 gels, and I have noticed that in my times of using it, yeah, you can see it there, in my times of using it, that it does not cure all the way. So I'm just gonna go take a look at that. So the honey pot itself, I'm literally scooping out product and I'm able to stick it to myself. So that is a good thing to know. Now I'm gonna start cutting into the head of the poo. So with that one as well, I'm noticing that it is also still kind of uncured within the head. But that one is a thicker spot along with the honey pot. I'm gonna check out the red, even though it wasn't as thick as the other ones. Oh, is that some of the red? Some of the red is still a little kind of Play-Doh-y, which is weird because the red definitely is the thinner of all of them. As we can see, we can kind of see the layer of where it has cured and where it hasn't. Like, it's not the biggest issue, just because we are building it on top of a nail, but I did want to see how that would go with all this kind of stuff. If like one maybe was better with like curing all the way. I know if you use a clear one, it'd be better with curing all the way. I'm kind of like murdering poo here. It's kind of a weird time. But okay. So as long as you're building it on top of a nail, then like an artificial nail, then it doesn't matter, just because like just in theory is, well, just because it's gonna be blocking a natural nail, so you don't have to worry about getting an allergy or anything like that. But that's something also to remember, that if it's touching around the skin, that there is a possibility that if you have some of the stuff around the skin, that it's not going to cure underneath. So just try to not touch the skin with this product when you're building the product as well, if you're working on smaller nails, and at least build it on top of like a shellac or something like that, so that it will be protected from your natural nail and help not getting an allergy in that department.
All right, guys, so there we have it. So I guess my opinion after doing the whole video and trying out a little bit of all of them together is they are all quite similar for usage wise. They're all the same of like application wise. They're all really sticky as hell when you're wearing gloves. I normally don't, but again, contact dermatitis and all that kind of stuff, people in your ear, whatever. So yeah, it's all very similar. The only difference I would be, even like it curing, they all cured very similarly. But again, like I said, don't ever apply it directly on the natural nail if you're gonna build onto it kind of thicker, just because then the uncured side can lead to like more allergies if it's touching against their skin all the time. And then also when you apply it onto the nail, try not to touch the skin either, because there's a possibility that side might not cure as well if it's hidden a little bit more from the light. Otherwise, I guess what you would be looking for is variety. I know that this model gel that I got from Amazon, there's only one version that you could buy of just basic colors. Rather than these two brands, they have lots of variety of different colors and different styles. I also got this cute little jelly kind from this brand that I'm excited to try out. One thing you should think about though is that this brand is very expensive. This brand, Nails by Dev, I'd say that's kind of the more in between, more leaning up to expensive. And then the model gel from Amazon is very cost effective. It's $22 for, how much is there? 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3 for 12. So $24 for 12 of these. But meanwhile, you get 24 of this, and this was over 100, so that's around almost, I think it was almost around like 6 times the price or 4 times the price. I'm not good at math. Don't be taking my judgment on that. This one's quite more expensive, and then this one was under 100. It was on sale for 84, but this one you only had 8 options. So that's one thing. If price is a factor, just do the Amazon one. Like, price is a factor, but it doesn't matter what it kind of looks like. If you're looking to get more experimental and try out different kinds, these ones are great. And then also, if packaging is an important thing for you and displaying your little nail setup for your clients or for yourself, then that is also something that you can think about when purchasing some of this. But I hope that kind of helped you guys out, and it was wonderful getting creative and messing around today. So like if you enjoyed, comment if you have any suggestions or other things that I should try, and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye guys!